Business was hit and miss. Life was a little stressful. Kind of wondered where the next check was going to come from and how we were going to make it.
Tell me where you were at in revenue before BCBA and where you're on track for this year after.
So our revenue goal, our revenue stream before we joined BCBA, we were in that 300 to 400 range. Prior to 200, we kind of kept growing. As soon as we hit BCBA, it was like 800 the next year, 1.2 the year after, and it just sky is the limit.
How much in paid ads?
0.
Okay. All right. Tell me how business was before BCBA. Business and life, honestly.
Yeah. So business was hit and miss. Life was a little stressful. Kind of wondered where the next check was going to come from and how we were going to make it.
Yep.
But real honestly, we didn't pay that much attention to it to feel the true pain until right before we joined BCBA as like a last-ditch effort.
That's honestly what a lot of people do. They don't join until it's like super painful, like right before you're in deep shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We want people to realize you should join before that. It's a little easier to turn things around.
I remember the exact place I was at when you called, and like, if I don't do this, I'm done.
How stressed were you about like payroll, bills, jobs?
Dude, I was stressed about everything. I was stressed about waking up. Like, am I not going to wake up one day because of the stress level? And it's just compounded.
It's not fun. We don't like to see good guys go through that. Okay, so what went through your head before buying? Because I know you were skeptical.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So I was very skeptical because you see, a ton of these guys online that promise you this, promise you that, we'll turn your business into this. And I had to call a couple friends that were a part of the group, and they talked me into it. They said, you'd be an idiot if you didn't do it. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it on a credit card, and let's roll with it.
How far booked out are you now compared to where you were, before us? Or even just like last year during the season?
Yeah.
What was like the average, how far you were out?
Yeah, so last year during the season, we had a full schedule in July. But, we had been a part of the group for 3 to 4 months. Where we sit right now, we're into the end of July, possibly even August, but that's just rollover work from last year. I haven't even started booking work from, calls that have come in. I've been telling people, yep, as soon as the snow melts, we'll be there. We'll take a look at it. But we've made that contact point. We've talked to the customer, and they're all understanding. Obviously, it's winter in Minnesota, not a lot you can look at.
Yep. Okay, perfect. What is there like a moment that you can remember since starting where you're like, shit, like things are actually maybe going to be okay, where you're not so stressed anymore?
Yeah. When payroll would come out, and there was still money left over, and I didn't have to look at cash in my retirement out just to keep guys busy, because it takes a lot out of a guy when you're feeding 4 or 5 different families. Like, it's a real deal.
What can you do now that you couldn't do before? Maybe that's even in your personal life.
Just enjoy life and feel like you have the freedom to grow in any direction you want, hire who you need to, and just the stress-free life of...
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Anything else you want to add, or are we done?
Man, I almost don't want to tell people about the group because I don't want everybody around me winning. I feel like it's a little nest egg, but at the same time, you want guys winning. And
there's so much work, and
there's
so many guys that even might pay us, like, they're probably not going to do most of what we ask them to do. I mean, we have guys that stood up there today saying they do 25% of what we ask them to do, and they've doubled, tripled, quadrupled their businesses.
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, I know. If we did 100%, there'd be so much work you wouldn't even know what to do with yourself.
It'd be insane.
So you'd recommend us?
Absolutely, 100%.
Appreciate you, sir.